وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك علي وعليهم، واذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. فقال الله عز وجل: يا ملائكتي ويا سكان السماوات، إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيئة ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحر يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا في محبة هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبرائيل: يا رب ومن تحت الكساء؟ فقال عز وجل: هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة، هم فاطمة وأبوها وبعلها وبنوها. اللهم صل على محمد وآله. فقال جبرائيل: يا رب أتأذن لي أن أهبط إلى الأرض لأكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله: نعم قد أذنت لك. فهبط الأمين جبرائيل وقال: السلام عليك يا رسول الله. العلي الأعلى يقرئك السلام ويخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك: وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيئة ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحر يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم، وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم، فهل تأذن لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله: وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله، فإنه نعم قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء. اللهم صل على آل محمد. فقال لأبي: إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول: إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد. فقال علي عليه السلام: يا رسول الله، أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله: والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا، ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. وقال علي عليه السلام: إذا والله فزنا وفاز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة. فقال أبي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله: يا علي، والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا، ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا وفيهم محموم إلا وفرج الله هما، ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غما، ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. فقال علي عليه السلام: إذا والله فزنا وسعدنا، وكذلك شيعتنا فازوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة. محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. Inshallah, we pray that by the haqq of Hadith Kisa and all those that are mentioned, inshallah, we have all our du'as accepted, and of course that the Imam of our time is as hastily appeared as possible, inshallah. And inshallah, with that, we'd like to move on to the next part of our program. I'd like to invite, we have a couple of brothers that will be reciting the manqubat for us today. First up, I'd like to invite Brother Nadeem Hussain to please come up and recite us for us a manqubat. Let's all welcome him with another loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala
salawat. تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، 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 محسن علی ہے فاطمہ، محسن علی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، اختیار کن کے باوجود، اختیار کن کے باوجود چکی پیستی ہے فاطمہ، چکی پیستی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، مصطفیٰ کو مانگنا پڑا، مصطفیٰ کو مانگنا پڑا، تب کہیں ملی ہے فاطمہ، تب کہیں ملی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، وقت کے امام کے لیے، وقت کے امام کے لیے آگ پر چلی ہے فاطمہ، آگ پر چلی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، آئے ہیں حسن بوقت ظہر، آئے ہیں حسن بوقت ظہر، عصر پڑھ رہی ہے فاطمہ، عصر پڑھ رہی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، جائے گا جناں میں کیسے شیخ، جائے گا جناں میں کیسے شیخ، در پہ ہی کھڑی ہے فاطمہ، در پہ ہی کھڑی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، کیا تقابل امہات سے، کیا تقابل امہات سے، ماں رسول کی ہے فاطمہ، ماں رسول کی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، لا الہ جھومنے لگا، لا الہ جھومنے لگا، سجدہ کر رہی ہے فاطمہ، سجدہ کر رہی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، محسن علی ہے فاطمہ، محسن علی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، تو بڑی سخی ہے فاطمہ، صلوات۔
Loud salawat for him, inshallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajhum. We know that there are multiple narrations about the esteemed lady that we are here to celebrate. One such narration that comes to mind is where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is informing Rasulullah that, Ya Rasulullah, I would not have created you were not for Imam Ali. And then he says, for Imam Ali, if we sort of compare Rasulullah, of course we can't compare, but Rasulullah is he's the best of all makhluqat, he has the best of akhlaq, but he would not have been created were it not for Imam Ali. Then we're like, okay, we are the Shia of Imam Ali, right? We follow Imam Ali, he's the staple, he's the definition of what makes a Shia. So we would have thought that Imam Ali would be the end of this narration, but no, the narration goes on and says, Ya Ali, Imam Ali would not have been created were not for Bibi Sayyidah Fatimah Zahra salamullahi alayha salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So again, this just goes to show that the lady we're here to celebrate is not in any ordinary lady. It's not just one of the 5 special ladies that are mentioned by Allah, but in fact, what the best lady to ever exist, that hasn't ever existed and will ever exist in this entire universe. Can we have one more loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Now to the next part of our program, I'd like to continue with the manqabat by inviting Brother Muhammad Hassan to the stage. And if we can all recite another loud salawat for him, inshallah. Allah.
صلوات بر محمد وآل محمد. ہے انبیاء کا عقیدہ بطول حق پر ہیں. ہے انبیاء کا عقیدہ بطول حق پر ہیں. ہر ایک حق سے زیادہ بطول حق پر ہیں. ہے انبیاء کا عقیدہ بطول حق پر ہیں. اگر یہ دین خدا ہے تو پھر خدا کی قسم. اگر یہ دین خدا ہے تو پھر خدا کی قسم. اصول دین ہے پہلا بطول حق پر ہیں. ہے انبیاء کا عقیدہ بطول حق پر ہیں. گواہی دیتا ہے اس کی جبین پر رومال. گواہی دیتا ہے اس کی. صلوات بر محمد وآل محمد. گواہی دیتا ہے اس کی جبین پر رومان. گواہی دیتا ہے اس کی جبین پر رومان. ضمیر کہتا تھا حر کا بطول حق پر ہیں. ہے انبیاء کا وہ دے رہا تھا دلائل فدق پہ اور میں تو. وہ دے رہا تھا دلائل فدق پہ اور میں تو. یہ کر رہا تھا وظیفہ بطول حق پر ہیں، ہے انبیاء کا عقیدہ بطول حق پر ہیں۔ اگر اذاں میں اضافے کی کچھ اجازت ہو، اگر اذاں میں اضافے کی کچھ اجازت ہو، کہوں گا اشہد انا بطول حق پر ہیں، ہے انبیاء کا وہ جس کی نوک سے قرآن سنائی دیتا ہے، وہ جس کی نوک سے قرآن سنائی دیتا ہے، بتا رہا ہے وہ نیزہ بطول حق پر ہیں، ہے انبیاء کا نعیم اپنے کفن پر ضرور لکھوانا، نعیم اپنے کفن پر ضرور لکھوانا، گواہی دیتا ہے بندہ بطول حق پر ہیں، ہے انبیاء کا عقیدہ بطول حق پر ہیں، ہر ایک حق سے زیادہ بطول حق پر ہیں، ہے انبیاء کا صلوات پر محمد وآل محمد۔
Jazakallah, brother, for that beautiful recitation. Can we have one more loud salawat for him, inshallah? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now for the last manqabat for the night, I'd like to invite our own youth from the center, Brother John Abbas Hassani and Brother Hani Hassani, to please bless us with another manqabat. So can we all welcome these two brothers with another loud salawat? Allah.
صلوات على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم
فاطمه همه ایمان آل محمد، فاطمه همه قرآن یار و یاور احمد، فاطمه گل پیغمبر، فاطمه ز همه برتر، فاطمه سوره کوثر، زهرا جان مددی کن، ز اشک دیده غبار دل شویم، که جا بگیرم به کوی دل جویم، به من سیه رو اگر ببندد در، به در میخانه دوباره میکوبم، امید دلها نوگل تاها ام ابیها زهرا، منم گدایت شوم فدایت فدای نامت زهرا امید دلها نوگل تاها ابیها زهرا منم گدایت شوم فدایت فدای نامت زهرا تا در سینه خود حب حیدر و فاطمه دارم از شب اول قبر و محشر کی واهمه دارم بنده عشقم آزادم دل به عنایت او دادم در محشر به خدا شادم زمزمه یا زهرا دلم هوای مدینه را کرده مدینه ما را به گریه آورده کبوتر جانم میان هر کوچه ز پی غریب مدینه میگرده امید دلها نوگل تاها ابیها زهرا منم گدایت شوم فدایت فدای نامت زهرا امید دلها نوگل تاها ابیها زهرا منم گدایت شوم فدایت فدای نامت زهرا ابیها یا فاطمه یا فاطمه یا فاطمه 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 آمدی و کل کائنات صفا گرفت صفا گرفت شمیمی از عطر گلشن خدا گرفت خدا گرفت شمیمی از عطر گلشن خدا گرفت خدا گرفت ابیها یا فاطمه یا فاطمه یا فاطمه 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 جلوه روی نکوی تو مبارک است مبارک است خنده بابا به روی تو مبارک است مبارک است خنده بابا به روی تو مبارک است مبارک است ابیها یا فاطمه یا فاطمه یا فاطمه ابیها یا فاطمه یا فاطمه یا فاطمه everyone ابیها یا فاطمه یا فاطمه یا فاطمه ابیها یا فاطمه یا فاطمه یا فاطمه قبله حاجات عالمی یا فاطمه یا فاطمه مادر سادات عالمی یا فاطمه یا فاطمه مادر سادات عالمی یا فاطمه یا فاطمه ابیها یا فاطمه یا فاطمه یا فاطمه ابیها یا فاطمه یا فاطمه یا فاطمه
صلوات
Jazakallah, Jazakallah to all our reciters. Can we have one more loud salawat for them, inshallah? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. I will say though that the Hassan brothers, I think both of you took away one of the eulogies I was gonna say about Our Lady tonight. But inshallah, we don't have any short number of eulogies that we can say about this about Bibi Fatima Zahra salamullahi alayha salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Tonight, brothers and sisters, we want to first of all congratulate the community, the entire ummah, and most importantly, Rasulullah and all of our imams, especially the living imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. We want to congratulate all of them on the auspicious birthday and the Wiladat of the mother of all our Imam. We're here to celebrate a Ma'soom that we know by many attributes. She was the daughter of Rasulullah. She was the wife of Amir al-Mu'mineen, mother of Sayyid Shabab Ahl al-Jannah, mother of all our Aimma, first defender of Wilayat. But none of these attributes do justice to this lady, because at the end of the day, Fatima is Fatima, and there's no way to sort of quantify how exalted she is. Can we have one loud salawat, inshallah? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. In my opinion, if we were to have and I use this term very incredibly loosely, but if we were to have a holy trinity in terms of who our three most valuable and holy souls are, obviously we would be Rasulullah, Imam Ali, and Bibi Fatima Zahra salamullahi alayha. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now, just before I invite our esteemed guests to the minbar, just a couple of announcements. That alhamdulillah, we have approached the end of another successful year at Al-Zahra. 2024 is at the end. We want to thank every single member, every single community member, all the brothers and sisters throughout the entire year who have either came to the sessions, volunteered in any physical way, any financial assistance they gave, especially all of our reciters that helped make the events possible, because of course without the reciters, without the events, we can't really host any of the events. So again, can we have one more loud salawat for all their tawfiqat, for their ilm, for their ma'rifat, inshallah, for them to continue in the service of the imams and be able to contribute to any center and any way, form possible, inshallah. Let's have one more loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Just one last another announcement. Again, towards the end of the year, we have a couple days left until December ends. So if you haven't renewed your membership or if you'd like to donate, we would really welcome you to do that now. Of course, there's lots of multiple benefits of charitable donations. Either you do it openly or secretly. This is perhaps what I'm going to say right now. Is perhaps I know for a fact is the smallest benefit you'll get from this donation. This is the smallest benefit, and you may think it's big, but it's the smallest one. If you donate it's December 21st, if you donate within the next 10 days, you can get between 20 and 40% back on your charitable donations as a tax receipt, because Al-Zahra is a registered charity, and so depending on how much you donate through the year, 20 to 40% you get back. So if you donate $1,000, you're gonna get between $200 to $400 back from the government. And I say this is the smallest because we have no idea what other benefits Allah has planned for us. This is just mere couple hundreds of dollars in the grand scheme of how the whole universe works. So just a small reminder, and maybe that can nudge us to sort of give a couple donations in the last couple days. Now, with that said, we're incredibly lucky to have Dr. Shaeba Rizvi with us. We've had him multiple times, so again, Jazakallah, thank you so much, Sheikh, for blessing us with your continued attendance in 2024 and the past couple years, and we pray for all your success in the future, as well as for you to continue to bless us with your presence well into 2025. So with that said, can we all welcome him with another loud salawat to the minbar? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Jazakallah, Jazakallah. Zishan bhai, shukriya aage bulane ka. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I promise I don't breathe fire. Not yet, anyway. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله على ما أنعم وله الشكر على ما ألهم والثناء بما قدم من عموم نعمة ابتداها وسبوغي لئن نصداها وتمام منن نولاها ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين خير المبشرين والمنذرين شفيع ذنوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وحبيب قلوبنا سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين صلوات الله عليهم أجمعين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين. أما بعد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dearest Mu'mineen, it is my great honor to once again come to Al-Zahra and have this opportunity to look upon the faces of the lovers of the Ahlul Bayt and to talk about this very, very important occasion that we have gathered for. Pardon me, I was just setting my timer because I forget my start time, and once I do that, then then who knows what can happen. So there's a high chance of that, but thank you for timers. And so we've gathered. The organizers have made the efforts. They've put out the invites. They have opened the center. People have prepared food. People have donated their time, their whatever was at their disposal. And then we see that you made the effort in this cold weather to come out, dress up, come out, commemorate, show your happiness, show your festiveness, and you're doing it as part of your deen. You are coming to this center today with the intention of ibadat. And as we come together to commemorate, to celebrate, to remember, then we ask the question, because if someone asked me along the way, where are you going? And I would say I'm going to commemorate and celebrate the anniversary, birth anniversary of a lady. And they would say, who is this lady? And I might start by saying she is the daughter of the Prophet. And that is not wrong, and it's certainly one of the reasons why we commemorate her. But then they might say, well, okay, so is your religion a religion of what we call family bias? Is it a religion of what we call khandan parasti, if we can use that word? Is it a religion where we love her because she is the Prophet's daughter? So if your country has a leader, and the leader is commemorated and celebrated, and maybe the leaders that have passed away, we celebrate their birth anniversaries, and the more important the leader, the more we might celebrate it. Maybe there is a founding leader, for example, Pakistan's founding leader's birth anniversary is coming up, and so that might be celebrated. Will we celebrate his daughter's birth anniversary as well, or his son's? Or do I even know his daughter's name? Or his sons, or his daughter's sons, etc. So when we are celebrating, what are we commemorating? And if someone asks me, okay, then this person is part of your religion, is she a prophet? I would not be able to say she is a prophet. Okay, then I know that your religion also has imams. Maybe she is that. Is she Anbiya? Is she Rasul? Is she Awliya? Is she Awsiya? Is she Aimma? Where, in what status, in what station is your religion? Not very organized. Have you not seen how every member of your religion has been given a professional designation? Nabi is not just something to be taken lightly, a status given by Allah. Khalifa, a status given by Allah. And each of these comes with its own job description. The Anbiya are the bringer of news. The Rasul are the bringer of books. The Awsiya are the successors. The Aimma are the leaders. The Khalifas are the kings. So in all of these, each of them comes with their own responsibilities. The Nabis and the Rasuls have the responsibility of Shariat. The Aimma have the responsibility of Hidayat. And so what is this designation? What designation have we given her? Where is she in your religion? Oh, she is so important in your religion, and you say that without love for her, you cannot enter Jannah, and we would die for her, we would give our families, and we would sacrifice all that we have for her. Well, in that case, what is she then? What designation are we giving this lady? And if we give her a designation, then it should be according to the Quran and Hadith. Now, I speak not of status. Status is something we cannot understand. If we talk about her status, then my dear brother right now said, Lo laka lima khalaqtu aflak. Okay, oh, my dear Prophet, my beloved, the one for whom I created the universe, Allah is saying to him, if it was not for you and your nur, I would not have created the skies and the heavens. So we see that the skies and the heavens were created so that the nur could be placed there. This is not a hadith of status, it is a hadith of cause and effect. That means that sometimes, and the youth come to me with this hadith and they say, we don't understand this. What is this hadith saying? Is this hadith saying that Sayyida is higher status than Ali and Ali is higher status than the holiest messenger? And no, we are not saying that. And my brother explained it very well when he said it, because he understands that yes, there is that connotation. But this is a hadith of cause and effect. Because what you see is that it's being said that if it was not for your nur, then I would not have created the heaven, because we needed the heavens to place the nur in. So that means first there needs to be a space. This is physics. You need to have a space. You will not put nur into a vacuum. Once you have the space, then we can put the nur within this space. And then we say, okay, وَلَوْلَا عَلِي لِمَا خَلَقْتُكَ, and if there was not Ali, then I would not have created you. So that means we see that the purpose of creating the messenger is to take from that nur and now create the nur of Ali. So this is the cause and effect. The cause of the nur of Mustafa is the nur of Murtaza. And therefore we see one becomes the Nabi and one becomes the Wali. One is the bringer of news and the other is the news. Ali is the news that the bringer of news is bringing. So therefore do not say to me that your Ali is not a Nabi. I say he is not a Nabi, he is a Naba. Because Nabi is the bringer of news and Naba is the news. So therefore the greater the bringer of news, then how great must be the news that he is bringing. And if he is sending his most beloved first nur to bring that message, then how important is that message? That is why when that message comes in Ghadir, we say, Al-yawma akmaltu lakum deenakum. Because now your deen is complete, because now the message is complete, because Ali was the message. So when we say that, and this is not something that I'm saying just out of my love for Imam Ali. Oh, I'm saying nothing outside of the Quran. I am saying nothing outside of the Hadith. And I assure to you, I will not exaggerate. Everything is within the defines and confines. And therefore, I have to answer to somebody. I have to answer to him who is our Imam. And that means that if I don't say the truth and I don't say what is the way it is, then what answer will I have when I am asked that you were given the opportunity, you did not state our status? Yes, one may look at the speech that I give and say that, well, I didn't get anything practical out of this. Give me something practical. We talked about love and iman and faith and status. And how do you know you have iman in your heart? If you have iman in your heart, I guarantee there is a way to know. But the question is, how do you know you have iman in your heart? And what is the test of that iman? And what does it feel like? When you feel happy, you know you are happy. When you feel sad, you know you are sad. When you feel angry, you know you are angry. When you're hangry or hungry, you know that as well. Every one of these sensories, the senses, the alam of hiss, you're aware of those things. So if you're aware of that, can you be aware of iman? Can you know if you have iman? And iman is not something that you take. Iman is something that is given to you. And if it has been given to you, do you know you have received this gift of iman? And if you know, what is the proof and what do you say to that? When we talk about her status, then we say, Lawla Fatima lima khalaqtukuma. If it was not for Sayyida, Allah is saying, I would not have created either of you. Therefore, we see again the effect. The cause of Mustafa is Murtaza, the effect of Mustafa is Murtaza, and the effect of Murtaza is Sayyida. So it is all a chain reaction. One nur from another nur, from another nur, from another nur. That is why the third Nur is the one who says, Bismillah Nur, Bismillah Nurin Nur, Bismillah Nurun ala Nur. So when she is talking about this dua in itself requires 10 days of explanation. Because when she speaks from a status and a place of knowledge that I cannot comprehend. Why? Because in Al-Kafi, and no one else but Imam As-Sadiq, As-Salatu Was-Salamu Alayhi, is asked about Laylatul Qadr. What is this Laylatul Qadr? And there are many answers for this we find in narrations, and this answer is very beautiful. And the Imam, the holy Imam says, Al-Qadrullah wal-Laylatu Jaddati Fatima. Al-Qadr is Allah, and Layla is our Jadda, our grandmother, our ancestor Sayyida Fatima. So when he says this, you realize that Laylatul Qadr's translation now not only is the night of destiny, it is the Sayyida of Allah. Laylatul Qadr. When you say Laylatul Qadr in the surah, you put a kasra under the ra of Qadr. When you do that in Arabic grammar, this becomes a meaning of possession. That means that Qadr is the possessor and Layla is the possession. Do you see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is declaring that she is in His possession? That means she is my Fatima. She is my Sayyida. This is what Allah is saying. I ask you to open the Quran and find me any verse in which Allah has spoken about anybody, even her father, about anybody with this kind of possession, this kind of proximity, this kind of closeness. It makes me realize that I do not know who this lady is. I cannot come to understand her. But the surah further declares, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ. And you cannot do idrak of what is Laylatul Qadr. Idrak is basically the faculty of your mind to take that which is sensed and make a picture in your mind. You cannot picture her status, you cannot picture her personality, you cannot picture her magnificence. This has been said either about Allah or it has been said about her, or it has been said about your 14 Masumeen. We cannot comprehend them because they are far above our comprehension. So that means that if we hear things that we do not understand, we are now forced to accept. And maybe we cannot understand all of it. That means, I'm not saying close your minds. I'm not saying close your brains, but what I'm saying is when you dive into the realm of Marifa to try and understand her, know that you will come to a point where you will start saying that I don't think I know anything anymore. This is not a point of ignorance. This is not a point of turning off your mind. This is a point of a high level of knowledge, because the one who gains a little bit of knowledge will start to think that I know everything. And the one who gains more knowledge will start to think that now I know some things and I don't know some things. When you read one book, in your chapter about maybe the cell anatomy example, let's say a student reads biology about the human cell and he says, now I know everything about the cell because I read one chapter in my biology book and I know all of it very well. And then he goes and maybe finds another book on it, and there's 10 volumes on the cell. And now one starts to look at them and say, okay, maybe I know some things and I don't know some things. And as he goes through every volume, he starts to realize that maybe there's a lot of things I am ignorant about. But then he goes to a library and it's called the cellular library. And when he reads one book from that library and realizes there are hundreds of thousands of more books about the cell, this knowledge is far beyond my capacity, my imagination, my limits. And therefore we come to realize, وَمَا أَدَرَاكَ مَا فَاطِمَةٌ. We cannot understand what she truly is. What is her status? When it comes to her in the religion, who knows, I will give my basic conclusion at the end of this. What is her place in your religion? Absolutely, there is a place, there is a status, there is a designation, there is a qualification. However, before that, let's just realize how much we cannot understand. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا فَاطِمَةٌ. Have you read her ziyarah? If you Google her ziyarah, if you look at any ziyarah book, you will find it even on duas.org. you know. It's not, you have to look very far. You'll find it on your phone after the majlis, not right now, of course. And so then when we say, if you look at that ziyarah, it's incredible, you know. I mean, it is incredible in the sense that the first 9 statements, if you go for a ziyarah, what do? You go for a ziyarah, you go to maybe Medina, Assalamu alayka ya Rasulullah, ya Habibullah. Maybe you go to Najaf, Assalamu alayka ya Amirul Mu'mineen, ya Babullah, ya Sirrullah. If you go to Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah al-Hussein, Assalamu alayka ya Abul Fadl al-Abbas, Assalamu alayka. You are always saying salam. That is the purpose of ziyarah. It's the ziyarah. And so when you say ziyarah, of course you say salam. But have you read her ziyarah? And this is not some ziyarah that we came up with. It is said that a person named Ibrahim ibn Isa ibn Muhammad ibn Ali ibn Ja'far as-Sadiq as-salatu was-salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. He is a descendant of Ali al-Urayzi, who is a lot of the Ja'faris who are Urayzi are from his descendants. So he's a famous personality in Bani Hashim. And he was a man of knowledge and a man who people would come to ask questions. He is in the time and the contemporary of Imam Taqi as-salatu was-salamu alayh. He goes to his dear brother, his cousin, his imam, and says, Master, I'm going to see our Jadda Sayyida. I'm going to Al-Baqi. Please give me some nasihat. Give me some advice. He says, my dear brother, when you go there, say, Ya mumtahanato imtihanaki Allahu alladhi khalaqaki qabla an yakhluqaki fawajadaki lima imtihanaki sabiratun wa za'amna inna laki awliya'un wa musaddiqun wa sabiruna likulli ma atana bihi abuki wa wasiyuhu. You have not heard a single salam yet. These are the first statements. Where is the salam in this? Do you see how unique this ziyarat is? Because if there's not a salam in this, that does not tell me that we are being disrespectful. After 9 statements, you say, Assalamu alayki ya binta Rasulullah. After 9 statements, you say it. What it tells me is that you do not even have permission to say salam to her until you have declared your faith. Do you see the status here? Do you see that status? I don't know. English में बात करता हूँ पता नहीं पहुँचती या नहीं. मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि ये वो बीबी है कि हक ही नहीं है सलाम करने का जब तक अपनी विलायत और तहारत की गवाही ना दे दे. अब बात पहुँच गई. ठीक है. So that is yeah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. So do not think that because there is no salam, this is somehow a casual discussion. This is casual because we have not, the first thing you always do is see you say salam. No, you are asking permission to say salam. Do you see the status? When you do your salah and your ibadah, how many times do you say salam to Allah? In your first rakat, in your second, in your third, fourth? Where do you say it? I'll tell you where. Nowhere. I'm not saying that now she is at the level of Tawheed because we are not saying salam to her. We do say salam to her. We say assalamu alayki ya bint Rasulullah. What I'm saying is that just because you are not saying salam in the first 9 statements, it is not casual. It is a very serious declaration that you are making. And do not say these words lightly. Whenever you read ziyarah, I beg of you to read the translation, even though translations butcher the words. Translations are tarjuma. And my teacher would always say tarjuma comes from rajam. And rajam is a stone. And rajim, right? Iblis is rajim. He is the one who is accursed and the stoned one. So rajam means stone. I said, teacher, why do we say tarjuma, rajam, stone? He said, because it's like closing your eyes and throwing a stone. Maybe it hits the mark, maybe it doesn't. So do not come with translations and declare them to be hujjah. Translations are not hujjah. Translations are a declaration of the iman and the ma'rifah and the ilm of the translator. Not the truth of the speaker, not the haqq of the speaker. Understand that. Translations will always be limited. Therefore, do not bind yourself to translations blindly. And when you're reading the Quran, do not look at the brackets. The bracket is a declaration of the hypocrisy of the translator, because the brackets are only used to put Ali out of the Quran. That is the purpose of brackets. Because when it says Ahdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, the translator, if they were haqdar, if they were, what's the word we use? They were doing halal. They were doing halal. In other words, they namak halal जिसे कहते हैं. Namak halali अगर हो रही होती, Ahdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, मुझे अली की तरफ हिदायत कर दे. That's all the translation was needed. Who is there anyone who calls himself a Shia and does not know that Ali is Sirat al-Mustaqim? You say Ahdina Sirat al-Mustaqim at least 10 times a day. It is Ali. But in brackets, what will they? The right path. When it comes to Surah Yasin and they say, Inna nahnu nuhyil mawta wa naktubu ma qaddamu wa atharahum wa kulla shay'in ahsaynahu fi imamim mubin. We know who Imamim Mubin is. Go look at the brackets of the translators. It will say Quran. It will say Quran. Although everyone knows that Ali is Imamim Mubin, even the translators know, but they want to take him out, and in the brackets we will put whatever we want. There are countless examples of this. Mata'in thumma amin in Surah Takwir is also talking about Amir al-Mu'mineen. In brackets they put Jibra'il. I know that Hazrat Jibra'il will not be very happy that you took Ali's name out and put his name instead. And I know that Hazrat Jibra'il will ask you on the Day of Judgment, why did you do this to me? And I will enjoy looking at that moment. So these brackets are a sword in my heart. So do not mind if I somehow a little bit talk about them. I want you to be aware, my young ones, of these brackets. And know that the Quran is a qasida of the Ahlul Bayt and Marifat of Tawheed. That is what it is about. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. So therefore, when we look at this status, we say, wa ma adraka ma Fatima. And so, oh yes, the ziyarah. Now coming back to the ziyarah. I don't want to translate all of it. It's a big topic for many days. But at least the first 3 sentences. And the purpose is, again, just to show you that wa ma adraka ma Fatima. And this is what you say in the ziyarah. And I told you to definitely look afterwards and make sure that I'm just not making this up. And you say, Ya mumtahanato, oh, the one who was examined, the one who was given an examination. Ya mumtahanato imtihanakillah alladhi, the one who was examined by Allah Himself. Khalaqaki, the one who created her. Qabla an yakhlukaki. He took her examination before He created her. Qabla an yakhlukaki. Before He created her, He took her examination. Have you given exams? You have given exams. You give exams in the week when you're going to school or college or university. And when you're an adult, don't think your exams are over. In adulthood, exam is every day. Right now, in teenage years, in young years, you're giving exams and you can't wait to get rid of them. Let me tell you, you will miss them when every moment of your life is an exam as your responsibilities increase. So therefore, we give exams. What are exams of? Exams are given of our qualities. Exams are given of our knowledge. Exams are given of, maybe it's a strength exam, maybe it's a knowledge exam, maybe it's an exam of your patience, your perseverance, your generosity, your skills, your proficiency. There are many, many different kinds of tests in your life that you give, but you give them all after you're created. Please explain to me how you are giving an exam before you are created. Exactly. I don't think you can, and I can't. I definitely can't. If you can later, come and tell me. But I will declare one thing. The only way to give an exam is to be present. You cannot give an exam without your wujud. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm making sense or not. But what I'm saying is that she is present before she is created. She is present before she is created. What is she present in? What is the form? If it was something I could understand, maybe the ziyarah would have mentioned it. I am a person of time and space. I cannot think outside of Nur. That's it. Nur is the first thing for me. You say that, Awwalu ma khalaqallahu nuri, the Holy Messenger said, the first thing Allah created was my Nur. Fair enough, there is Nur. I don't know what you're imagining when we say Nur. All I can imagine is light that I've seen. I can't imagine a light I haven't seen. That means I can't truly imagine His light. Can you imagine His light? What am I going to do? I'm going to imagine this white light. It's very nice. Or maybe even this yellow light. That's nice too. Or maybe sunlight. Maybe some UV light, some infrared lamps, some ultraviolet light. Imagine any light on the spectrum of colors. That's all you can imagine. That's not them. That's not them. That means that you can't even imagine the nur of Sayyida. How will we imagine the nur of Allah? You see? Do you see how far above our capabilities it becomes? But it's not easy to accept. It's not easy to accept because what happens is we need humbleness for that. Humbleness and self-knowledge. I have to know myself. I must know my intellect. I must know my limits. I must know my capacity. I must have strived. I must have pushed myself to find out all I can find out and then fall in exhaustion and say that, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا فَاطِمَةٌ. This is not a designation of resignation. We are not saying, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا فَاطِمَةٌ. Well, I can't know her, so let me just go and waste my life away. No, spend your whole life trying to know her. And then fall down and say, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا فَاطِمَةٌ. Spend your whole life, 80 years, 100 years, 120 years, read everything you can. Use your mind to the maximum. And then say, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ. That is وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ. Me saying it, if I'm just spending my whole life partying and not even picking up a book, has no value. When Salman Muhammadi says, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا فَاطِمَةٌ. The one who is at the 10th level of Iman, then we start to realize what the status is. If I say it, it's no big deal. If Salman says it, then what do you say? You say, even he is saying it. Therefore, what it does is it elevates their status. And what that does is then we start to wonder, who is the one who Sayyidah is doing sajda to? Then we start to realize the magnificence of Tawheed. Tawheed is such that it should bring goosebumps to your skin when you try to worship Him. When you stand in front at your musalla, when you're standing for that prayer, the Imam's face goes pale. Me, I'm yawning. I'm yawning. I hope not, but I mean, I'll just take myself as an example. I don't want to use anybody else. Have you ever yawned while you're praying? Have you ever yawned? Imagine that. Have you ever yawned in a job interview? Have you ever yawned when you're giving a job interview, if you've gone for a job interview? Imagine how it would feel. Now to yawn in front of omnipotence Himself, to yawn in front of the Almighty. That means that I am obviously not at the stage anywhere near the dust in the feet in the slaves of my Imams, because my Imam's face went pale when he stood in front. Why? And the man asked, but you are sinless, you are masoom, you are pure, you are the manifestation of Allah's ilm. And the Imam says, yes, and that is why I know who I am going to stand before. When you know who you are going to stand before, that is when there should be that is called fight or flight response in physiology. That is the sympathetic nervous system. That happens. That happens sometimes when I'm sitting here before I come to sit here. My watch, which is smart apparently, will tell me your heart rate has been raised for the last 10 minutes, but you haven't been moving. Are you about to have a heart attack? And then I respond saying, no, I'm just going to go on the mimbar. And therefore, it is the anxiety of the responsibility and the burden that is now on my shoulders that is making me tremble. And so, do I feel that when I am going to the musalla? I mean, if someone is leading namaz, maybe they will not forget the rakats there. Maybe if I lead namaz, I don't forget what rakat I'm in. I know I'm in the second, I know I'm in the third, I know I'm in the first. And maybe if I'm praying at home, I'm forgetting every single salah. What is happening? It shows me that maybe the eyes of Allah are not that important to me, more the eyes of the people. But there's rows and rows behind me of people, their eyes, and I'm worried about what are they going to think if I forget, and therefore the whole congregation will be ruined, and what pressure there is on me. Should I not be aware of those? I mean, when a little camera is in the room, how I behave myself now. I don't even know if the camera is on. I don't even know if it's connected. I don't know if there's a Wi-Fi. I don't know if anybody's watching the monitor that the camera is connected to, but it's just there. There is a lens. Just put a fake camera in a room and watch what happens. What that tells me, I have more yaqeen over the fake camera than I have over the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's why Amirul Mu'mineen is, the Imam is Ainullah. Your Imam is Ainullah. That means فَأَيْنَمَا تُوَلُّوا فَثَمَّ وَجْهُ اللَّهِ. Wherever you turn to face, he says, you will see your Imam. You will see your Imam. He is everywhere. He is the Wajhullah. He is the face of Allah. Don't take that in a literal sense, please. So therefore, in these endeavors, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ. And we say we cannot know who you are. We don't know who you are. And then we go on to say, فَوَجَدَكِ لِمَا إِمْتِحَنَكِ صَابِرَةٌ. And He found you in what He tested you in, sabira. Sabira. Before creation, jo khilqat se pehle sabira ho. Do you see what? I don't understand this. So I declare, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا فَاطِمَةٌ. And then we go on to say, and we declare before you. وَزْعَمْنَا. وَزْعَمْنَا means that I have a declaration, I have a claim. A claim means I don't know if it's true or not. There's a word in Urdu, guman. It's perfect for this. Zamna guman. Main guman karta hu. That I am sabir upon all the fazilat and everything about you that your father said. जो आपके बाबा ने हम तक फजाइल पहुंचाए, उन पे हमने सबर किया. Sabr means we do not deny them. That shows you that to accept the fazail of Masumin, you need sabr. Sabr chahiye. Sabr is a beautiful thing. It's incredible. Sabr is very powerful. Some people think sabr means, oh, you slap me and I just put my head down. I give you my other cheek. Some people think sabr means that, you steal from me and I don't complain. Sabr means that you abuse and neglect me and I just be quiet. That is not sabr. That is just one drop from the ocean that is sabr. Sabr is, if you look at Surah Anfal, time is escaping and the topic is opening, and I'm just going to just one sentence, that's all. I won't even read the Arabic of the ayah, otherwise I get lost in that. But in Surah Anfal, it says that if, oh my beloved messenger, tell these people to get ready for war. They must fight. They must fight the mushrikeen in Makkah. Surah Anfal, is Jang-e Badr, Jang-e Uhud. They must fight. And get them ready for war. And if there are 20 of you, you will conquer 200. If there are 100 of you, you will conquer 1,000. But only if you are sabirun. This is sabr. This is sabr. Sabr is being 20 and conquering 200. Sabr is being 100 and conquering 1,000. Sabr is when there are 10 mushrikeen or kuffar against you, but you still stand your ground. This is sabr. In this day and age, Vilay Ali will be attacked from every side. If you stand upon Vilay Ali despite hundreds coming against you, you are among the sabirun. So sabr is a very powerful thing. Sabr is what happens when I hear a fazail and I don't understand it, but I bow my head and say, oh Allah, it is up to you to guide me to understand this. This is sabr. Sabr is when I don't understand the fazail and I go home and I say, oh Allah, Rabbi sharah li sadri wa yassir li amri. Make it easier for me. Open my chest, because again and again Imam Ali has said, the one who's been examined, imtihan, and he says that imtihan Allahu qalbahu lil iman wa sharaha sadrahu lil Islam. It's a very long narration, but my time is short. I'm just giving 3 words from there. It's Imam Ali says, O Salman, O Jundub, you should know that the one who accepts what I have said to be truth, when Ali says it, you accept it. He says, this is the one whose qalb, Allah has examined for Iman, and whose sadr, whose chest, Allah has opened for Islam. So this chest is opened for Islam. This qalb will fill with the nur of Iman. That nur of Iman is the nur of the vilayat of Amirul Mu'mineen. So therefore the sadr and the qalb are your most important assets. You must keep them pure. That means you must keep the container pure. That means that if someone says, I do not accept the fazail of Amirul Mu'mineen and so on, I will say to him, then maybe you need to purify the container. Purify this container, because this needs to be clean. Because when you eat haram, rizq, then what happens is the container is impure. Islam will not sit in your chest. Ali will not live in your qalb. But they must live there. That is why they was asked, why can I not be angry at a moment for more than 3 days? I want to be angry. गुस्सा आता है ना तो कम से कम 6 महीने तो रहे, 20 साल तो रहे. There are people who, वो खानदान में लड़ाई हो गई, वो 25 साल तक मुंह नहीं देख रहे. And it is said it is haram to be angry for more than 3 days. What a beautiful answer. He says, how long did Ali come in the Kaaba for? 3 days. If Ali comes in the Kaaba for 3 days, it becomes your Qibla. And Ali lives in the qalb of a mu'min always. Always. Ya Allah. How important is this qalb now? When I see a mu'min, my joy is because I know that there is a qalb in front of me in which is living the nur of the ma'rifat and the hub of Amirul Mu'mineen. This is what I am looking at. That is why the faces are bright. And when it is there, the face does brighten. All you have to do is take Ali's name. That's all you have to do. I didn't say I was going to give you money, but I saw your faces as I took his name. I didn't say I'm going to give you a reward. I didn't say I'm going to give you biryani or nihari. I didn't say anything to make you happy, right? We get happy with food and gifts, and there's many reasons to be happy. I just said Ali. That's all I say, Ali. And now why is there a smile on your face? What happened? How is this Ali name being transmitted to you? You know, what appears in your mind? You do not get happy until you picturize. You see. For example, if someone tells me, oh, come over, we're going to have biryani. And I'm just using, I'm not a big fan of biryani. I'm just using it as an example because it's so famous. But I don't mind it. But it's not my favorite for sure. It's not even in my top 10. But biryani. And then when you say biryani, what happens is you get happy. Maybe even salivate. You even start to picture the fragrance and the smell and what's going to look like and the colors of it and everything that's going to be in there. Expectations increase. So, Ali, what happened? What's in your mind? Why are you so happy? Why does it bring you strength? Why does it give you courage? Why does it fill you with love? What is it in these 3 letters that is there? It is not just a name. You need to realize that energy, it is energy. And energy is neither, we say it's neither created nor destroyed. I don't know about that. It had to be created at some point. But, at least it transforms in physics, right? Not created, not destroyed, transforms from one form to another. What is Ali transforming to? From what to what to what? Do you see? All I do is I say the name. And what happens is, and you might say, well, today is Bibi Sayyida's day. Why are you talking about Imam Ali? And you should know that somebody, when they ask me, why do you guys always Ali, Ali, Ali? What is going on? And what is it about this name that you're always talking about him and you don't talk about anybody else and so on? And it's very simple. Every fazilat of Imam Ali is fazilat of Sayyida. And this is not something that, again, I'm saying out of love. No. Lawla aliyun lam yakun kufuli Fatima. This is what the Holy Messenger's blessed tongue said. If it was not for Ali, there would be no kufu of Fatima. There would be no equal. They are kufu. They are one. But one is mastur. One is in hijab. One will be in her home. We are not going to find out about her. But you will find out about the one who is outside. So they are equal. 2 pieces of the same nur. Maraj al-Bahrain yaltaqiyan, the Quran declares about them. Allah caused them to come together like 2 oceans of nur. But one nur lives in the home, you will not know her. But when you know the nur that is outside, you will come to know her. If you want to know her bravery, look at Ali on the battlefield. If you want to know her knowledge, look at Ali from the mimbar. If you want to know her ibadah, look at Ali in the masjid, in the mihrab. If you want to know her wisdom, you want to know her eloquence, read Nahjul Balagha, you will come to know what Balaghat of Sayyida is. Lawla aliyun lam yukun kufuli Fatima. They are one. So everything I'm saying about Imam Ali, I'm actually saying about her. And maybe that is why Imam Ali was declared again and again and again, so that you would understand the status of Bibi Sayyida. Otherwise we would never come to know. One sentence gives her status, Lawla aliyun lam yukun kufuli Fatima. This one sentence is very, very universal. It is a gate to a realm that is infinite, if you start to realize the importance of these words. And so therefore, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا فَاطِمَةٍ. We cannot come to know what she is. And we say that we declare, in our ziyarah, we say that we declare, that we understand, that we have, we think, we hope, we have sabr in all your fazail that the holiest messenger gave to us and Amirul Mu'mineen gave to us. And if we are true and honest in our declaration, then we have come to you to give ourselves the good news. This is what you say at Baqi. At Baqi you say, we have come to declare and give ourselves the good news. بِأَنَّا قَدْ طَهُرْنَا بِوِلَايَتِكِ, that indeed we have become tahir from your wilayah. Do you see what she is? She is the one who will give you taharat if you go to her grave. And it will be the taharat of her vilayat. So therefore, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا فَاطِمَةَ. After you declare this, then you say, Assalamu alayki ya binta Rasulullah. Now you say, now that I have declared that I accept your status, and if I am honest in my declaration, then purify me, and purify me, ताकि मैं आपको सलाम करने के काबिल हो जाऊं. Assalamu alayki ya binta Rasulullah. Who can understand who she is? But I did promise you that I would declare her status, her designation in your deen. And I still have 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Thank you for not looking at your watches, because I am looking at mine, and that is enough. But if you want me to stop before 6 minutes, yes, look at your watch, and that is a big hint for me. Or yawn, or phone. All three are perfectly acceptable. So, we were saying, and what happens is, your religion is a series of transactions. Business transactions. That means you give something, you get something. That is what your religion is about. When you want to look at the peak of your religion, what you will see is that, someone is sleeping on a bed, and the Quran says, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَشْرِي نَفْسَهُ ابْتِغَاءَ مَرْضَاتِ اللَّهِ. This is a transaction, is it not? I would like to use this transaction as the basis for our transaction that we have for our deen. When you look at this transaction, what you see is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying there is one who sleeps on the bed and sells his nafs. And why does he sell his nafs? He is selling it because he is seeking the will or the marziyat. Marzi is such a beautiful word, it's hard to put it into English in any good way. Let me just say marzi, marzat. He is buying the marzat of Allah, the marzi of Allah. With what? With his nafs. Not one marzi. One marzi means you can do one thing, ek cheez aapki marzi se ho jayegi, Sunday ke din, bas phir marzi khatam. No, marzat ilahi, all of Allah's marzi. We understand that Tawheed is followed by Adl, and Adl means justice. Come with me for a moment. Let's go back to the 1990s or 80s, and we're in the streets of Karachi. And I go down my house in, Federal B area. There's a bakery nearby. The guy sells yogurt and milk as well. Zara ek chitang dahi or ek liter doodh, give me some milk. And then what they do is they put it in a bag, wrap it around magically. With that rubber band went fast. It was automatic. It was an automatic hand, right? Went right around, put it on, and now there's a scale, the mizan. My young ones who are used to digital scales, just imagine the scale of justice now. And then what you do is you put the milk here, and the milk is heavier. Then you put one thing on top, it becomes a little more, another weight, a little more, another half a kilo, half a gram, something. And then finally, when you see it is now even, this is how our deen is. This is how Yusuf alayhi salam is sold in Misr. When you see him being sold and they're putting gold on top, but the weight of Yusuf is much more than all the gold they can put. So then someone comes and just writes Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And he puts the ism Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and then we see it is equal. Ye Yusuf ka maqam hai. Ke kuch huruf aapne kagaz pe likh diye Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and it becomes equal to the weight of his prophethood. Qurban jaun Maula Ali par. Because when you are transacting with Allah, you are giving your nafs, and what you are getting back is marzat of ilahi. Nafs, jism nahi, nafs. Ruh nahi, sifat nahi, asma nahi, shujaat nahi, ilm nahi, hunar nahi, sakhawat nahi, bas nafs. Do you know what the difference between us and Ali is? Hame hukam hai nafs ko maro. Hame hukam hai, kill your nafs. Your nafs is only worthy of being killed. And Ali's nafs is worthy of buying the marzat of Ya, kitna fark hai? Kitna fark hai? Ye kya nafs hai? What is this nafs? It is not like our nafs. But when it is bought, we see that you put the nafs of Ali here, the marzat of Allah here, and now we see a balance now. And Allah gives. Then Allah gives all his marzat. So Ali doesn't have a nafs now. Ali ka nafs to wahan hai. And when you buy it, it becomes your property. तो अली का नफ्स अल्लाह के पास है. अब अल्लाह कह रहा है ये मेरा नफ्स है. So if it is nafsullah, the Quran is saying it is nafsullah. Ali is nafsullah is a declaration of this verse. Now, of course, not in the sense that we have a nafs. Of course, Tawheed is pure and indivisible, indefinable, indescribable. Of course. We are talking metaphorically. قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. You know, I'm going to use these last 90 seconds, and 9 is the number of Sayyidah, so in 90 seconds we will complete this. But what you see is that you live your religion, you live your life with your religion, and you read your azan, you don't say her name, you read your salah, you don't say her name, in most ziyarah, you don't say her name, in talqeen, you don't say her name, in the nikah, you don't say her name, well, I mean, comes up in a dua maybe, but nowhere in any of your legal requirements of sharia do you have to say her name. So you live your life maybe without saying her name, and you think, okay, we don't need her, and then you go to your grave and talqeen happens, you don't say her name. In your grave, when you're asked questions, you are not asked about her. You don't have to say her name. You go to barzakh. You go through everything and bilkul aram se nikal gaye bagair unka naam liye zabardast. Now you're standing on the day of judgment, Yawm al-Qiyamah. And a verse will be recited to you. قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. And this verse came when, a few people came to the holiest messenger. And when they came to the holiest messenger in Medina, they said, "Dear messenger, you are very busy with the tabligh of deen. You have guests coming over and there's so many expensive. We have brought 800 dirham for you." Ibn Abbas says they brought 800 dirham. 800 dirham for the Amir-e-Kainat, for the one who is the owner of all the universe, the one jiski khatir kainat khalq hui, suraj chand khalq hua, पहाड़ बाहर खर्क हुए, उनको 800 दिरहम ला के दे दिए. मेरी गाड़ी ने तो कह दिया कि अब बस कर दो, लेकिन मैं फिर भी 1 मिनट और आपकी इजाज़त से ले लूँगा, आप मुझे बाद में फ़ाइन कर दीजिएगा, इसमें कोई वो नहीं है. तो what happens is now, قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. He says, I do not want this, keep it. All I ask you, and you know that there's 11 prophets mentioned in the Quran to whom their people came and said, what do you want from us? And every one of them said, Inna ajriyan ilallah. Inna ajriyan ilallah. We don't want anything, our ajr is with Allah. When Nuh is asked, he says, my ajr is with Allah. Hud is asked, my ajr is with Allah. Lut is asked, my ajr is with Allah. Ibrahim is asked, my ajr is with Allah. 10 of them say, our ajr is with Allah. But the 11th one, this one, the last one, the Khatam says, قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا. This illa is very powerful. Now he is asking for ajr. Why is he asking for ajr? He is the holiest messenger. He is the owner of all. हमारे यहाँ तो कोई जाकिर या कोई जिक्र करने के लिए, कोई दीन का काम करने के लिए आए और आपसे उजरत मांगे, उसकी तो उसकी रिस्पेक्ट कम हो जाती है लोगों के दिल में. ये नबी खुदा है. But he's asking for ajr. Do you see? He's asking for ajr. That means it is a command. وَمَا يَنْتَقُ إِلَّا هُوَ. He is asking for ajr because it is a wahi. He doesn't say anything but wahi. Allah wants him to ask for this ajr. And when he asked for ajr, he didn't have to say illa, but he did say illa. You know how powerful illa is? If I do have your attentions for 2 more minutes. Yes? You're okay? You're with me? You haven't gone on strike yet? No? Dear Zishan Bhai gave me 50 minutes. I put my timer for 45 minutes, so those 5 minutes are the cushion. But I see the spines are starting to curve and kyphosis is occurring. Bad for your posture. I don't want you to have a bad posture because of me, because they'll be like, wo kamar jhuk gayi, wo kibla itna bol rahe the ke baithe baithe kub nikal aaya hamare. So no, you always keep a good posture, because in college I teach exercise and physio and stuff, so it would be against my professional ethics. I'm supposed to be here to, yes. There we go. Straight backs, good oxygen levels, excellent. The last few sentences. And all we're saying is that قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا. Illa means nothing but this. We only want this. Illa is so powerful that when you say La ilaha illa, do you see that you are negating everything in existence except for him? It's so powerful, you negate every moon, every earth, every sky, every star, every ocean, every mountain, every creature. You are negating all of them. They are not Allah. कितना powerful है इल्ला. कुल कायनात ही साइड पे हो जाती है एक इल्ला कहने से. जो नजर आ रहा है, जो सुनाई दे रहा है, जो दिखाई दे रहा है, जो सोचा जा रहा है, इल्ला. इसके अलावा है अल्लाह. Can I say that when you say La ilaha illallah, even when the 14 Masumeen are in front of you, that illah is declaring that He is their Allah? अब देखने, that's not easy for me to say. मुझ जैसे के लिए कहना आसान नहीं है कि इल्ला से जो है, हाय, इल्ला से 14 भी, Allahu Akbar. I can't even complete the sentence, I'm getting goosebumps. But illah is very powerful. And when you say قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى, that means that this was the ajr of risala. And risala is what? Everything the Rasul bought is risalat. So what you're doing now is, and when you give ujrat is that which you give in compensation for what you get. If I come to your house and I repair something for you, then maybe you say, okay, I want to give you ujrat for this because you did some mazduri, you did some work for me, here you go. And you give ujrat for what was given, you compensate. This compensation that you're giving is for what? Rasul kya leke aaye? Quran, Islam, Tawheed, Adl, Nabuwat, Imamat, Qayamat, Salat, Saum, Hajj, Zakat, Khums, Jihad, Tawalla, Tabarra, Amr bil Ma'ruf, Nahi anil Munkar, Jannat, Nar, Malaika. He brought everything. He brought everything. My time is up, otherwise I want to speak for 1 hour about what he brought. Because I want you to feel the weight of your transaction. Kul kainat le aaye wo, aapne kainat le li. Ajr kya diya? Mawaddata fil qurba. Do you see the weight now? No. Come with me, dobara chaliye dahi ki dukaan pe. Here's the scale. ठीक है, scale है ना. इधर आपने रखा मारिफत तौहीद, नबूवत, 1.25 लाख अंबिया, आइम्मा 12 इमाम, विलायत, कुरान, जन्नत, हर मलाइका, जो भी आपने सीखा सब जो रसूल से इधर रख दिया. और आपको इधर क्या रखना है? सैयदा की मवद्दत. Do you see the weight? Do you see the weight of this mawaddat? लेकिन इल्ला क्यों कहा? पता था कि on Yawm al-Qiyamah there will be people who will come and they will bring their salat. They will bring their hajj. They will be al-hajj and they will bring their अपनी ऊंची शलवारें लाएंगे, पता नहीं क्या क्या लाएंगे, हर चीज़ ले आएंगे. And when they come with all of those things, then it will be said to them, لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إلا المودة في القربى. सैयदा की मवद्दत वो रिसीट है जो आपके पास होती है. You know when हमारे वॉलेट, अब तो बटुए का, जिसान भाई बटुए का ज़माना आउट ऑफ फैशन हो गया, हर चीज़ फ़ोन पे आ गई है. वो दौर था 90s का जब मर्द का बटुआ ये इतना मोटा होता था, सायाटे का हो जाता था जेब में रखते रखते, और उसके अंदर रसीतें भी 250 साल पुरानी. वो खोल के देख भी रहे हैं ना तो द रसीद इज़ ऑल मिट गया. All the ink is gone from the receipt, you can't read it. That's when I would throw it away. I never needed any of those receipts, but you know, we're programmed to keep. So we keep those receipts. This is not a receipt that will be erased. This receipt is what you will show on the day of Qiyamah to prove that you are indeed one who accepted and followed Islam. तो नतीजा तो यही हुआ ना कि इस्लाम का मकसद ही ये है कि बीबी से मवद्दत हो. कायनात बनाने का मकसद ही ये है कि बीबी से मवद्दत हो. अंबिया भेजने का मकसद ही ये है कि बीबी से मवद्दत हो. अल्लाह ने जो किया इनसे मोहब्बत के लिए तो किया. So who knows, who can, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا فَاتِمَا. So we would like to give our greetings and our salams and our du'as to the holiest son and the imam of our time, Ajjallahu Farajahu. And we pray for the hastening of his reappearance. And we know that the world is in turmoil and there is injustice and tyranny and bloodshed everywhere. I do not know how much worse it has to get, but it is going to get worse and worse. And until he comes, it will continue to get worse and worse. He is our hope. He is our light. He is our salvation. Our eyes yearn for him. Our hearts bleed for him. Our hands are ready for him. Our feet want to go to him. And from head to toe, just remember him. This is the time when he is going to appear very, very soon. Oh Allah, hasten his reappearance. Oh Allah, bless us with the ma'rifat of Tawheed and the vilayat of the Masumeen. Oh Allah, increase and only give us that rizq which is halal and is better for us. Oh Allah, keep us away from sickness and afflictions and bala. Oh Allah, increase the love within the hearts of our community members for each other. Oh Allah, may the parents be with shafqat for their children. May the children be with love and mercy for their parents. May children whose parents are old be given the tawfiq to take care of their elders. You know that, it's just a shocking world you live in. You are fortunate if you have your grandparents with you, your parents with you, take care of them, you know. I live in Mississauga. I was just driving home yesterday from work, and this old lady is out in the neighborhood. It was a very strange sight. The neighborhood is fairly well established. We wouldn't expect that. She was in a gown, old lady, and she was just roaming around. She stops me. What's wrong? She says, take me to the police. I get her in the car. She says, I live just down the road, and my husband is trying to kill me. No, there's a strange man in my home who's trying to kill me. I don't know who he is. I could tell that there was dementia here. I could see that. So I took her back to her home. When I took her back to her home, she was still in the car. She said, don't go in. The one inside is going to beat you to a pulp. I rang the doorbell. This very nice old man came out, and I said that, I believe she's your wife. He said, yes. I said, I found her on the road, and I just brought her back. He said, yes, she forgets I'm her husband, and she acts like this, and she runs out of the house, and so on. And he said that, and there was no one in the house with them. They were alone. And he says that my daughter's in Chicago. I'm going to call her so that she can talk to the mom, because mom only listens to her, and then maybe she can get her to come back in the house. And, and that is sad. That is sad that a mother is there and a daughter is in a different country, and all I can say is that if you have your elders with you, hold on to them and cherish them. It is a great tawfiq. May Allah increase, our tawfiq to do khidmat of our parents. And if they have passed, may He increase our tawfiq to do du'as and khairat for them. Marilah, keep our offspring and us upon Siratul Mustaqim, Sirat-e Vilayat, Sirat-e Intizar-e Imam, Sirat-e Azai Shabbir. For all of your marhumeen and those who were with us till recently and are not with us now in this center, please recite Surah Al-Fatiha.
متوجه زارت. السلام عليك رسول الله. السلام عليك أمير المؤمنين سيد الوصيين. السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سلام الله عليها. السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله. السلام عليك يا بنت نبي الله. السلام عليك يا بنت حبيب الله. السلام عليك يا بنت الخليل الله. السلام عليك يا بنت صفي الله. السلام عليك يا بنت أمين الله. السلام عليك يا بنت خير خلق الله. السلام عليك يا بنت أفضل الأنبياء الله ورسوله وملائكته. السلام عليك يا بنت خير البرية. السلام عليك يا سيدة نساء العالمين من الأولين والآخرين. السلام عليك يا زوجة ولي الله وخير الخلق بعد رسول الله. السلام عليك يا أم الحسن والحسين سيد شباب أهل الجنة. السلام عليك أيتها الصديقة الشهيدة. السلام عليك أيتها الرضية المرضية. السلام عليك أيتها الفاضلة الزكية. السلام عليك أيتها الحوراء الإنسية. السلام عليك يا أيتها التقية النقية. السلام عليك أيتها المحدثة العليمة. السلام عليك أيتها المظلومة المغصوبة. السلام عليك أيتها المضطهدة المقهورة. السلام عليك يا فاطمة بنت رسول الله ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك إمام الحسن والحسين سيد شباب أهل الجنة. السلام عليك علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي. السلام عليك يا صاحب العصر والزمان. الأمان 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 من فتنة الزمان. السلام عليك شريك القرآن. عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وظهورك وجعلنا من أنصارك وأعوانك ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.